And just knowing the frame data on things is really helpful. Okay, what moves do I actually have to think about? What moves are trash that they're abusing? Forward 1+2, headbutt, -14. Very important for a Brian main to launch this. Mid electric, can you step it? Yes, you can. So the reason why Tekken devs make these moves so unsafe is because they only want to. The easiest way to do this is just go one by one. The heat stuff is good to know. So I'm just going to give you guys an example, right? So this, cool, it says -11. And it's a parry. So when he parries you, he can heat engage, but it's not safe. So we learned he has that. Next move, up for 2, 1, -11. Can you punch parry? Nope. Can you step it? Nope. Cool. Now forward 1+2. Safe mid, heat engager. And because it's safe, we have to figure out like what the counter is, right? Because otherwise it'd be a god move. And you guys probably have guessed it by now. It's a linear move. So it can sidestep both ways. And if we go this way, we can get to the back. Get a guaranteed combo there. Okay, next, Iron Hand. QCF2. QCF2 is -17. And usually I would use my jet upper, but it doesn't reach, right? Pushback. And I know my pushback punish is 4-4-2. And you gotta practice this because it's like, only for this move, use this move. You're not really punishing with like a pushback move otherwise, right? Okay, then we got stance 1-1, right? Can we duck it? Yep, high. Cool. Next, heat down back 1+2. No counter. And I know this doesn't have a counter either. Now let's do this. Yep, no counter to this either besides the startup. And I can kind of speedrun this because I have like experience with Hei, but this works with every character. Running away stuff, nothing you can really say. Can you hit him while he's running away? Yes, you can. Alright, so he's not blocking while he's running away. But I don't think I'll ever hit that, or that ever happens, right? So, alright, heat smash on block, very, very important to know. Even though it's like, oh, I just gotta guess, it's good to know that you gotta guess, right? +10. We'll get to the stances later. 1-1-2. Launch punishable just like the other three. And this is where people kind of get lazy, is they don't find the tracking of the 1-1, right? And how I do this is I record a jab into a move. And it lets me take a signal of like, okay, I should sidestep after the jab now. And then I try, okay? So let's jab, so I can step left. And the other way. So he's linear to both sides for that. And then you just keep going down the move list and keep going through it. So 1, 2, 2, and 1, 2. -12. Find out the tracking. And it's tracking me to the left. So I have to go the other way to beat Heihachi. 1, 2. And we keep going, this is like a one-time thing that you kind of have to do, right? So you go through the move list once, and you kind of pick and choose which ones you think are important to lab.
Yo, hi, what's up?
So this string is -13. And I know from previous experience that you can actually step the 1+2. And then we got 1, 2, 4. And this is a high. right? So you can duck that. 1 back 2, 1. Minus 15. Then we got 1 back 2, 2. Minus 13, force crouch. And just knowing the frame data on things is really helpful, and just knowing what's unsafe is really helpful. It lets you filter out, like, okay, what moves do I actually have to think about? What moves are trash that they're abusing, you know? What are the counters to everything, so that I know that if they use it more than once, I can stop them from doing it, right? So next, 2-2. This is completely new. I have no idea what this is. Okay. This looks stupid. I'm plus 8 in crouch, and it's not steppable. No counter to it. So I guess we find the tracking to it. But I don't think Heihachi players are going to be doing 2-2. Who knows? Let's just say that someone's doing this a lot. We got to find out how. Step it. Can't go left. And it makes sense, right? He can't go left because it's coming from his right arm. Physically, that's like what Tekken does mirror a lot. Okay, now 3-2. 2 hit string. Minus 13. Okay, then 4. This is his new tornado. Single hit. It's just a high counter hit launcher. And because it's safe, we gotta find out the tracking. And I've done this so many times, I'm so numb to the whole process. Like, it's so easy for me to do. Demon Scissors, same move. Grounded punish. Well, we gotta be faster. So I only get down 4. Oh, I don't have to sidestep. Ooh. My low hatchet is not working. Demon Breath. 1+2 is a 12 frame punish. And most punishes are unsafe, right? It's good to know how to punish their punishers because sometimes they can be late. And it helps you classify. Oh, okay, that's probably unsafe. Now, 4-2-2, new string. Unsafe. Goes into stance, and if it goes into stance, usually how it works is if an unsafe string goes into stance, it doesn't become safe. It never happens like that. It becomes even more minus, and the moves that they choose are even more limited. So we can always punish that with minus 13. So next, 4-2 into the Demon's Breath. Again, you can step the initial move left, but this has no indicator of when to step. So you kind of just hold this and punish. 4-3. 4-3 is like an old key move of Heihachi's. It used to be a counter hit launcher, and now it's a heat engager if it hits. Question for me, but it might be good to cover. Should you expect to remember every move you covered going through it once? No. And I'll get to how we can remember those eventually at the end. So this is just the beginning part, right? So the first step is going through the entire move list. So 4-3. And then going into stance, it has limited moves too. So you got to figure out, okay, what can I do when he does 4-3 into stance? Right, and he can block in stance, so it doesn't mean he's unsafe here. And he's -2 in stance. That's very important to know, because it affects the startup of other moves, right? So if he does 4-2 into 2-2, oh, 1-1 is it, sorry? 4-3 into 1-1. This is his fastest move from stance. If he does this, and I try to do something slow, I might die, right? So that means I can always mid-check this stance, like this. Very, very important to know. I can even jab it. I can counter hit jab string. And then another thing you want to know is which way you can step it. Right? Complicated stuff, but that's just like how my brain processes that. Forward 3 into stance. You need to find out what it is on block, and then what the fastest move is from stance, so that you have to worry about the startup of that. And then once you know the fastest move from that stance, you can check it, right? Now next, forward 4. Forward 4 is +4, doesn't force crouch anymore. And this is one of his key moves for like keeping pressure and like keeping you up close. And like you can just tell it's a key move because it's so strong, right? Like it's +4, it's mid, it's not that slow. So you got to find out like which way do I step it, because there's always a counterplay to every move. So I can't go right. Oh, I can go right. Can I go left? Yep. So I can go both ways. You're gonna start seeing a pattern of like which way you can sidestep against the moves that he has, and that's what people call a weak side. And it's kind of just like a generalization of what way most of his moves track. And it doesn't mean that every single move is weak to that side. It just means that most of his key moves are, and then he has a section of moves that track that side, right? So just for an example, this tracks his weak side, which is back 4. And, you know, if you blindly just try to sidestep left every single time, you're going to get hit, right? So it's very important to know which moves track which way, even though we know on the like a spreadsheet or whatever, what weak side is Heihachi, blah, blah, blah. Like it's only like with a grain of salt, right? You got to know which moves which way. So now we are forward 4. Now we're on forward 1+2. Forward 1+2. Headbutt. -14. Very important for a Brian main to launch this. Next, forward 3+4. New move. It's a stance transition manually. And we'll go over the stances by themselves later. I don't want to get in too deep with the stances when we're still doing the standing moves, right? Okay, down forward 1-1. Down forward 1-1 is -2. And it's a high, so what do? Right, duck it. Next, down forward 1-2. So let's figure out this. Down forward 1-2 is -13. Leaves you standing now. So you just punish it like that. And you will get hit by the mid if you try to duck for the high. It's just a call out that you have. Next, we have down forward 1, hold 2. And this is just a mix-up for if you try to block after down forward 1. And you can interrupt it because it's a hold move. But we want to see how much we can interrupt it, right? 13, 12, 14, 15. What's 16? 16? I don't have a 17. So let's try 18. 18. And then you can also step it, right? So it's really, really, really easily to interrupt. But the problem with interrupting it is that you fall into this. But if you look at it, it's not too bad to get hit by this, right? You're not getting launched. You're not getting knocked down. It's just a trade-off that you have. So when he does down forward 1, think about the charge. Now next, he has another one. Down forward 1, perfect input too. And this is safe. And heals him. We can interrupt it with how fast? Down forward 2, nope. Jab. 12. I can't even interrupt with 12. So I have to commit to the 1-2-4 here in order to interrupt this. Or I can sidestep, right? Just logically. So logically, sidestep right or jab. And this kind of like adds to the other one too, right? So you can beat both with the charge and the perfect input by sidestepping right. But like I said, you open yourself up to other stuff if you try to do that. So sidestepping right will get you hit by the string with no delay. Yep. That's just how it works. So yeah. So now we know how his down forward 1 works. Then he has down forward 2-1. Down forward 2-1. His new twin piston that he has. 13 frames. -17. Cool. That doesn't mean they're going to be throwing it out that very often. But if they do, you can launch it, right? Get used to that animation. Down forward 3, 1+2 into the ender. This is a wall combo that he has. and it's minus 15. So the reason why Tekken devs make these moves so unsafe and all that is because they only want you to use it at the wall. They only want you to use this for guaranteed follow-ups and stuff like that. So if every move was safe, then that would mean every single move is good, and then it wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to balance which moves you would use in neutral. So the frame data is really, really important here because it also tells you like which moves they're going to be using more. So down forward 4, 2. I have no idea what this is for. It's 13 frames, unsafe, and let's find out how linear it is. Right? We're gonna go to his weak side, and let's try sidewalking. I tried sidewalking because it's a 2-hit string, and if you sidewalk, you can get to his back, both sides. Cool. Hit confirmable, my chat says. We don't know that. But it doesn't matter to us, right? Because if they only do the first hit, then that's all we got to worry about. So down forward 4. Was it down forward 4? Sorry, fuck. Forgot to move. Yeah, down forward 4. Now we got to find out what the first hit is on block, just in case they try to always get away with the first hit, and it's minus 6. Okay, cool. Next. So we're over here, and we're already like kind of like halfway through the move list now. We're at what here? We're at down 1. So down 1, I already know. Used to be like a homing move of his, but now the tracking is not that good. Minus 9 doesn't seem like there's, anything behind it, but underneath there, down 1, 2. So down 1, 2. Safe mid. I know you can sidestep the second hit because otherwise there'd be no counterplay. And then now they added it so you can hold forward to go into thunder, whatever. So down 1, 2, hold forward. Right? And this doesn't really affect us unless it happens on hit, right? Because we can still step the first hit before it even goes into the stance. So that doesn't matter. Right? If they're trying to use this on you and you're getting cooked by it, you're just not stepping it, right? And it's minus 5 in the stance, so you can check him too, and that's the fastest, I believe, option. I'm not too sure. We haven't live the stances yet, but it's a fast option. So checking him there is good too. Down 3. This is just a ground pound. It doesn't really matter to because it's safe. We find out the linearity. But it's not like Heihachi's gonna run around doing this ground pound because, yeah, linear doesn't do that much and it's a slow mid when he has better mids to do. Down 1 plus 2. Stance transition. Cool. So we keep those noted. Down 1 plus 4. Oh, unblockable. Down back 2. A sheet. This is a minus 18 low. I can't launch it with Fisherman because it's 18. But it is launch punishable. So we keep that in mind. Reactable lows, very, very, very important to remember. Right? Down back 3. Down back 3, new move. How mine is it? 13. Ooh. Minus 2 on hit. Leaves us both standing, so it's kind of my turn. Noted, right? It's really important to know the pokes. Back 1, 4. Back 1, 4 looks like just a filler for combo. Minus 13. And you know it's filler for a combo because it's minus 13. Otherwise, you would be able to... Otherwise, it'd be like safe or minus 2 or go into stance or something, right? For Showman, forward 2. So forward 2, it used to be a wall bounce. Plus 2, mid, linear, right? Both sides? Yes. And now you can hold it. So holding forward 2. If I block here... Plus 5. Jesus. So we want to knock him out of the startup frame, but it's not exactly reactable. It's a call out. So this is what you get. You block and you're minus 5, and you take some chip damage if you stand there and block versus Heihachi. Because a common strategy versus Heihachi used to be to just turtle. So they gave him some chip damage for that. So back 2. And then we have back 2 hold perfect input. So he has this mechanic now that heals him, which was the same as his down forward 1-2, right? So same thing. Is this homing? What the fuck? Alright, we gotta find out, right? So parry. And you. Yeah, it breaks reversals, so you cannot parry it, but you can step it both ways. And if you get to the back, big punish. Right? Very important to know. But yeah, it says in the description that it breaks reversals, so that means that you cannot parry the perfect input. This is only towards the perfect input. Oh, also the charge too. The charge for the back 2 also has a reversal break effect. Alright, next. Back 3-2. Back 3-2, duckable high, right? As soon as you see a high, can I duck it? Cool. Does it really matter? I don't know if they're going to use it, but let's see. Back 3-3. As soon as I duck, GG. But it's -12. So Tekken has a lot of these strings where there's a safe high and an unsafe mid. And a lot of time, what I do is I just take the mid and punish it because the high usually doesn't benefit them enough for me to duck. But if I do want to make a play, I'll duck the high, right? With the risk. It's just up to you. If they're showing you that they're always doing the high, then you can go for the call out. Okay, next, back 4. This is a good ass move. You guys saw in the JDCR Joka exhibition match. It's a counter hit launching mid, 18 frames, push back. So my moves over here, I gotta use carefully. Now, because it's safe, you know what we gotta do, right? Find out the tracking on this bitch. Let's step to his weak side. Nice. Right? Now let's step the other way. Ow. Right, so we can't go this way. A little bit of a pattern. So yeah, we find out you can sidestep right against that move. And I said weak side, sorry. His weak side is the other way. But I remember this move tracks his weak side. Remember we talked about it earlier. So back forward 1+2 or back 1+2. The parry. We already labbed this, so we can just go next. Up back 2. Punch parry. Yep. And this is kind of like Leroy. It's a safe high. And because it's Sabaki, you can actually punish it. And you can probably counter hit it, right? So the difference between Sabakis and parries are that Sabakis are a move. Oops. Sabakis are a move that you can actually counter hit and sidestep, right? Parries are kind of like they're standing there like this. And you can't really counter hit the parry. So Sabaki, linear, both sides, and you can counter hit it with a knee or elbow. Next, up forward 1. Power crush, -13. Up forward 2, 1. -11, we already did this, right? Up forward 3, 4. Hunting Hawk +4. Cool. So something I like to know when there's a plus frame move like this is what way do I step the small Tekken frame traps after? Right, so I'm going to record that into down forward 1-1 because that's a frame trap. I can't go this way. I can't go that way. Oh, I can. Okay. It's just a weird timing, right? So the second hit of down forward 1-1 tracks. Very, very common thing. And we got to find out this. The 1-1. Same thing. It might be 2+ to step. Because you're +4, Oh, you can go the other way. So you're down forward when you go left, one when you go right. Cool, right? Oh, can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not moving. I think it's a really, really tight window because it's like so fast. I'm not moving at all. So I don't even think stepping here is very good. Unless you want to call out down forward 1, but you could punch parry those, so. Up forward 4. Slow homing move. Nothing really much to say about it. Forward 2. So forward 2 is a mid launcher that he can do from full screen. Minus 16. But because of the pushback, my normal launcher doesn't reach. It might not be the case for you, but for Brian specifically, I have to use this, right? And it's a little difficult because it's only minus 16. So I have to use a little freestyle options. And then we got to check the tracking on it because it used to be a homing move basically in T7. Boom, boom. Get to the back, get to the back. Nice. Linear move. Forward 3. So this is like Kazuya's. And because it's safe, you gotta find out the tracking. Boom, bomb, sidestep that way, sidestep this way, not working. Okay, so we gotta go this way. Noted, right? We already did this one. QCF2, we already did that one. Running 3, generic. 10 hit combo. It's good to know this, but honestly, bro, I don't know 10 hit combos, as you can see. And it's really, really unsafe anyway. It doesn't have any noticeable lows, so you don't really have to worry about that. Next, wall rising punishment. When you try to punish, their punish. Most of the time, their punishers are going to be very unsafe. Minus 14 for this. And this is a carryover. Wall rising 2. Bad range. Minus 8. Wall rising 3, 1 plus 2. Why is that safe? Doesn't launch. Ah. Can't punch parry. Can't move. It's just safe. Okay, sick. Rising 4-4. Minus 15. And there's like, you know, patterns there because Kazuya, Reina, all of them all have that. While crouching, full crouch down forward 2. Oh, this is a new launch. Oh! Heihachi has a new launcher. This is minus 14. Good to know, right? New move. Full crouch down for 4. Oh. It's a low. Full crouch low. Minus 23. During sidestep. Sidestep 2. Sidestep 2, safe mid. Not much to say about it. Wind God step. CD1. So this is when you fuck up the omen, you get punished for launch. But if you do it correctly, you're minus 10. Minus 11 actually. And something that we learned is that omen doesn't launch. Can't get a combo there anymore. So you don't have to be too scared of omen crushing your jabs. Because he can't launch you there, right? But he can still crush your jabs with electric. Heihachi electric. Cool. So let's find out which way electric tracks. Oh god. We gotta do an electric. So now we gotta do a recording for this. So I said this way. So I said that way. And this is on perfect timing. So you can step his electric both ways in this game. And if you don't step it on the exact timing, you're not gonna get the exact moment where you can step it, right? So he can realign, etc. It's really hard to do. CD3. This was similar to the other string that we saw. So you just float it, it's plus, and it pushes you really far back, and then you have CD3 hold down forward. This is minus 23. If you block it, minus 23, fisherman slam. So now, later we're gonna keep that noted 88 and 89, right? Because people are gonna try and mix me up with that. Now hell sweep. Hell sweep. Second hit, you can hold down back. Minus 10 punish. And we gotta find out which way does hell sweep track. Because why step when you can block? Why step when you can block? God damn it. I can't step this move. Homing hell sweep, cool. Shiba. Cool. Nice to know. So same string, minus 10. Minus 10. Doesn't matter. As long as he does 2 lows, you can always block the second one. And then this is where it gets tricky, right? He has a mid from the hell sweep somewhere. Where the fuck did it go? Eh? They don't have it in the move list. Nice. What? Oh, it's probably lower. Okay. Move list editor. We need to fix that. But I guess we gotta do it manually, yeah. But the whole point of this is that you're supposed to not know anything, right? But because I have pre-knowledge of them having a mid, we got to lab these, right? So he has this uppercut. Minus 15. Cool. So if you do try to duck and you get hit, it's actually not, it's like super risky for him to try and do this move to you. Doesn't get a launch from it. And then same thing with single hit while standing 4. If you duck, minus 8. Plus 8, sorry. And if you block it, minus 3. And he can also do the whole string, sorry. And this is super unsafe because it's the same as his while standing 4-4 if you haven't noticed. Same animation, consistency, right? Yeah, a lot of people say that you can fuzzy the mix. I sucked, so I didn't know how to do that. But if you're able to, we'll lab it, right? We're gonna try later. So now we're going to stances, right? So the first part of labbing is labbing all the normal moves, right? So you go through all of these, and obviously you're not gonna do it as fast as me because I have like pre-knowledge of the character, and some legacy knowledge. But go through it, even if you take your time, don't burn yourself out. But going through it once helps because then you won't be like, okay, what is that move, right? Then you go through the while standing moves and then the sidestep moves, CD moves, and they're categorized like that. Then you finally get to the stances, right? So stance, 4, 3 plus 4. So I believe this is only for heat, but let's just know the moves, right? So he has a mid, minus 11. If you duck, doesn't launch, right? Does a lot of damage though, ow. Then the God 2. It's a high. Unblockable. I see. Unblockable high, guard break. 1-1-2 guaranteed. Is it reactable? No, that shit says 17. Nope, not reacting to that shit. So I gotta guess. And if I do punish it, can launch him. Super punishable high. So he's kind of like Reyna. Then we got 3. Then you got the standing 3. This is if you're on the ground. And then he has Hell Sweep from here. But the same thing, you can block the second hit. And then all the Hell Sweep Mixups apply there. Then he has Broken Toy, his old 1 throw, Unbreakable throw. Nice mechanic. You can just treat the highs in his stances as lows, right? Nice. Down 1+2. So down 1+2 is the stance after 1, 2, 2, I believe, and forward 3. And it's good to mentally note which transitions go into what. So forward 3 is more commonly used than the Thunder God because Thunder God is like more OP, I guess. So this 1, 1, we already ducked this. And then we got 1, 2. Oh, if we duck, get hit. So there's a mid-high mix-up. Remember what I talked about. And you can kind of use context for when you want to duck the high. Is if somebody's like missing the heat engager follow-up or something, you can always hold down back. But like I said, you don't have to always go for the kill there. It's just good to. The 2, mid electric, -10. Good to know. 3, 4. Hunting Hawk. Cool. Stomp. There's no follow-up. It's minus how much on block? 14? Minus 14 on block. Okay. Cool. And then he has 1+2. Minus 13 mid. And this is where like the nerdy shit comes in, and you want to learn how to beat the stance, right? Oh, he also has grab, right? The grab is obviously a homing grab. Cool. But yeah, so let's record something like forward 3 into like all the moves, right? And this is like where you learn how to deal with stances. God damn, Heihachi, what are you doing, bro? Okay, cool. So we recorded everything. And we're gonna go 1 by 1. So how do we beat this into that? You can interrupt it. And you can duck it. Can you step it? We already know you can step the first hit. But we gotta do some funky shit where you step, sidestep, duck, blah blah blah. Kinda too much, right? So you can interrupt there. Mid electric, can you step it? Yes, you can. You can block it. We already know that. You can interrupt it. Cool. Next. What is this? Hunting Hawk. You can jab. Flow him out of it. You can even do this. Jab him out of it. You can sidestep the other way. Can you sidestep both ways? Nice. Cool. The stomp. Not a mix-up either. Step that shit too. And then the homing grab, I love Tekken 8. So you slice the right duck. Slice the right duck, works. And then he has a mid homing. But yeah, mid homing. Minus 13. So if you slice the right block or interrupt, like I said, there's always... It's a power... Okay, so we found out some very crucial information. That he has a power crush from the stance now, which is minus 13. And if he does that, you can punish with the grab, right? Make sure you do this because it's more than my 13. Cool. But for every single thing else, you can either interrupt or sidestep right, right? Right, so if you want to call out one of those, sidestep right dock. And if you think he's going to cover that, it becomes a 50-50, right? So you just block this. So you just nail it down to, instead of it being a mid-low mix-up, it's now a power crush or not power crush mix-up. So that's basically why you lab that, right? 4-3 on hit guarantees 1-1. There's no reason to even lab it. So you would only need to check it on block. So yeah, that's just like one way to lab the stances. And even I didn't really know that the power crush was a homing power crush. Yeah, and then you can also down jab or down 4. There's always multiple ways to answer everything in the Tekken. But yeah, so he can also go into crouch dash. Yippee! Yippee! There's always another layer they can just break your defense with. But if they hold down 4 to go into crouch dash, you can hit them even harder because they're not blocking. And that just means even more gap of a, you know, that's a heartbeat stick jab, yes. But yeah, so now we got to find out what we do when he goes Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan, +2, pushes you back. And I found this out very recently. So I'm going to do restart settings, opponent enhanced state, allows activation. And this is what I labbed. So to go into the enhanced state, you press 1+4, right? Right? Oh, I'm already in it. I'm trolling. Okay. Allows active. Wait, what? No, it allows activation. Oh, I had to restart. Sorry. Okay. Cut that shit out. Anyway. So pressing 1+4 lets you go into the stance, and I like to know whether or not he has like a pushback thing or like a guard break or whatever when he does this. So let's record this. Play 17 frames start up on the actual activation. You can interrupt it. You can trade with a counter hit. You can poke him out of it. He doesn't have any parry effect. And you cannot step that way. You cannot step this way. Jesus Christ. What happens when you get hit though? You just knock down for a little bit of damage. And then you're -2 at range, right? So it's not like his frame trap is going to reach here. Right? So cool, good to know. The neutral resets after he does the thing. Warrior Instinct 1-1-2. So these are just upgraded moves now. I don't think the frames change. Can you armor it? That's a good question. Is it this? I don't know if it will be as armor it. Nope. Hell no. Cannot armor that shit. He said I'm the main character. So Warrior Instinct 1-1-2. That was a good question though. I wanted to know also. So 1-1-2. What the fuck? So this is an upgraded 1-1-2. The frames don't change. It just does chip damage now. And they have little descriptions in it. Chip damage on block has reversal break effect. Now 1+2 in warrior stance, same move, just knocks down hella far. Does hella damage, holy shit. And then down for a 2-1 becomes a launcher. We know this from the trailer. Still minus 17, so if they mess up the confirm or anything, we're good. Forward 4-2 now does chip damage. Nothing changes. Forward 4-3, I don't know what changes. Does more chip damage and is +1 instead of -3. So this becomes a plus move on block. Oh, the safe hell sweep, sick, right? If I try to punish him in between, I get counter hit. So now I gotta actually guess on block regardless. It still applies. You just gotta ignore the first hit. And can I block the second hit if I get hit? Yes, I still can. So it just means that he has a safe hell sweep. No big deal, right, guys? No big deal. Stance 1, -8. Does a shit ton of damage. Stance 2, mid electric is now safe. Damn, this definitely looks like a stance that you want to use more in this mode. The upgrades are okay. And then you got throws, generic, side throw, up forward 1+2 is your 1+2 grab. 1+2 for this one also. He lost his 1 and 2 throws because they're now in stance. So we lived everything. Cool, right? We lived everything on all the character. Now, how the fuck do I remember all of this, right? Now this is the part where you get your anime, you get your Ippo on the side, or Naruto or whatever, and then you start going ham. You start recording shit that you're supposed to punch, or you're supposed to like step, or you're supposed to like punish, and you just put them all. And then you put a bunch of stuff, right? CD3, hold down forward. And you can do it in groups. So I added like a string. So this string is -13. This is launch. Reactable. That's launch. See, not perfect. Oof. And you just do this, have your anime on the side, and you just get used to doing the punishment. No? And then you just change the moves once you're used to that, and then eventually your muscle memory will catch up and you'll be able to punish the entire character just like that. You'll know everything. And then after you do this, it's time to play the game, but obviously the servers are down. But this is when I like to fight a lot of Heihachis, hit up all the Heihachi players that I know. Because Heihachi just came out, you're just like, you could just like play ranked and you'll run into a shit ton. But yeah, now you know a lot of strings. You're gonna get hit by them, but at least you know what they are. And next time they use it again, you can punish, or you can get ready in the lab and have the muscle memory pre-recorded in your brain to punish it as soon as you play. But that's basically how I lab. I don't even know how long that took, but I don't ever have to do that again, right? So easy peasy. All I gotta do now is get the muscle memory locked in, and I'm gonna be doing this as this video is uploading, and you know, easy peasy. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, please like, subscribe, follow my Twitch, shout out my chat. Appreciate you guys. Peace.